This is my walkthrough part 1 for the game Control. So I skipped the opening cutscene, but you start right here, and if you go to the right, you see me just kind of cut out. It's because I went in that room right there. There's absolutely nothing in that room. But if you turn around right there, there's a thing they call Collectibles. It just gives you a little bit of backstory about the game. So as you go up the steps, you'll see a room to your left here. There's nothing in there as well. So if you just keep going down this hallway, you'll come to where you can go left or right. Down to the left, there's nothing down there, so you'll just want to go right. As you go through here, you'll see me slow down. Anytime I come to a collectible or any sort of loot chest or anything, I'll slow the footage down to show you kind of where it is. As you continue down the hall, you'll run into the janitor, and he'll kind of tell you you need to go down this way, and you'll have a little cutscene.
Janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all.
So you'll go down the hallway here, and then you'll jump on the elevator, and there'll be a cutscene to kind of introduce you to the game. I go down the left part of this hallway here, and then I go down the right. There's nothing on the right, so I just cut it out. I went down the left and saw one collectible. You just want to go through these main doors here. So you'll see the director named Trench is dead on the floor, and you'll pick up the weapon, and they'll take you to this little kind of tutorial world.
Look at this place. Where am I?
So you'll just kind of run through here, and if you're like me, you'll not even see this person or know what he is and get hit, but you just press Y to melee.
The same gun. Okay, now I have a gun.
So it's just like most games, left trigger to aim, right trigger to shoot, and you'll just kind of kill a few enemies here to get used to it. The nice thing about this gun is you don't need ammo, so once you run low on ammo or whatever, it just recharges. You'll see these blue crystals on the ground. That's so if you lose some health, it'll kind of restore your health. That's what that's for. And you're just gonna want to run to this little checkpoint thing here. So there's just a little cutscene here. You'll end up back in the director's office, and then you're going to just walk through these doors, and things have changed a little bit.
Things have quieted down outside. Is it safe to go?
This is a strange, like, choppy cutscene here, so I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit. So after you kill these hiss guards, you'll get a collectible down in the right corner, and again, that just kind of helps you with the backstory and kind of tells you what's going on in the game. And as I walk down the hallway here, you see that I pick up an undefined reading material, and I'll tell you what that does here in a little bit. Now at first the game handled it a little bit weird to me. It was just a little different, but after 15-20 minutes or so, I kind of got used to it, and the game handles really well after you kind of get the hang of it.
Says the dead man. Okay.
As you see here, I'll slow it down. I killed some enemies and then I found a personal mod on the ground. You can find them on the ground. You can also find them in loot chests and things like that. Up here on the right, you'll find a shelter, and inside of shelters are usually a loot chest and then a collectible. They can hold anything from weapon mods to personal mods or any sort of undefined material and things like that. Now here we find a thing called house memory, which is very similar to the reading material we found, the undefined reading material we found earlier, and both of those are things that I'll explain here very shortly.
Hissing sound tried to beat me earlier. The hiss burrowing into everything in this place. Is there...
So as you jump down here, you'll face kind of your first tough enemy, and after you kill all these guys, you'll do something called cleansing the control point, which you'll see here in a second.
Must cleanse control points. An enemy. Corrupt. Spreading.
So when you clear an area of the hiss, which is what they call the bad guys in this, it'll kind of change, whenever you cleanse it, it'll change the world back to kind of what it's supposed to look like.
Holy shit! You did it! We did it!
Hello? Can you hear me? Are you with us? With the Bureau? Are you
So you want to go over to the shelter here and you'll meet a lady named Emily Pope, and you'll have a little cutscene discussion with her.
You with me? We did it before. Push the hiss out.
So you'll see right here in the background there's a staircase. I run around downstairs a little bit, but then I end up going up that staircase here in a moment. So you'll see me kind of cut off it, but you'll understand where I'm going. So as you run up here, you'll see another loot crate, and I get a health mod here, but I'm not sure if everything is the same or if you'll get different things in different games. I'm just up here exploring, and if you go through those doors, it'll take you back to where you were before, and right there is the director's office, so you just want to go back to where you were. So as you can tell, I'm just kind of running around seeing if there's anything hidden up here. I find a couple of collectibles, a couple of loot chests, and there's a couple rooms that have absolutely nothing in them, so it's just kind of hit or miss. So I go in this room called the boardroom, and in the back there was a loot chest with undefined reading material. You don't have to go in there yet, because we're going to have to go back there in a minute, but if you want to. So now that you're done exploring, you want to run over to the person that is infected by the hiss and see if you can cleanse them. So after that doesn't work, you go back up here and you meet Emily in the boardroom. You have a cutscene, and then that's where I'm going to end the first video. You get a new mission here, so we'll try to do like one mission per video or something like that. And now I'll try to explain a little bit about the undefined reading material and house memory. Now for these resources, there's a thing called astral constructs, and you'll want to use them to build your own weapon mods and personal mods. So at each checkpoint, at each cleansing point here, probably at the end of my walkthrough part 2, you'll see it. It'll show you what materials you need to make certain weapon mods and personal mods. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, comment if you're enjoying the game, and go ahead and subscribe if you want more Control content. I'll keep posting walkthroughs until I beat the game, so thank you again.